Here is the best M4 you can get for 200k or even just a little bit under 200k rubles at level 3 traders, which I myself am at right now and a lot of semi-casual players are at. So for this build, we're actually going to do this barter and get this M4 down to 42 vertical recoil, which again is far from meta, but for 200k or just a little under 200k is pretty nutty. So you're going to go to mechanic level 3, go into the barters and grab the M4A1 LVOA for 4 GP coins. These things go for around 25 to 30k on the flea. So if you want to be patient with it, you can probably get this barter down to 100k, like with that first GP coin when I clicked onto there, but most of them are going to be right around this kind of 27, 28, 29k range. It's another slightly cheaper one. Okay, now we've got our 4 coins. Grab that M4, and here's what you're going to do next. So there's quite a few little cheeky things we're going to do to this guy to get him down from 68 vert all the way to 42 for the cheap price of 200k rubles. Here is what you're going to do. First thing you're going to do is chuck this carbine tube off, replace it with an ATP tube, and chuck on to there the DS150. Next, you're going to head on over to this flash hider, take off the QDC, and replace it with what shows up here as the G-Lock. Onto the G-Lock goes the M4 SDK suppressor. Next thing you're going to do is remove these 3 rails on the side unless you want to run a laser, which you absolutely can. But just for the purposes of trying to keep this as absolutely cheap as possible, I'm not going to be doing that right now. For the foregrip, your best money for value and your absolute guarantee of keeping this at 200k is going to be to chuck the RK5 on there. Now, these AFGs have basically the same stats, but they cost a little more, but I like the look of them, so I am going to throw that on there. Same thing goes for the sight. This EKP 8-18 is going to be the absolute cheapest, pretty usable red dot sight, but for a couple K more rubles or a few K more rubles, I am going to opt to swap that for the 553 here. Even with this, I probably still am going to keep this at that 200k price tag, even though I'm spending a few more thousand rubles on the sight and foregrip, just because I like the aesthetics and the sight picture a tiny bit better on the 553. So as you can see with this build, it is now down to 42 vertical recoil. So you're going to head on over to the buy tab. So now grab the parts on that preset that did not come with the barter, that being the suppressor, the sight, the muzzle brake, that would be these parts here. So comes in at 104k rubles. I already just bought these parts, but with that 104k price tag on the new parts you just bought and the previous 100 to 110k ruble price tag for this barter for the 4 GP coins, you are now going to assemble this guy right here. And there is one more step to really make sure that this is at 200k, and that is obviously you can sell back these parts which did not end up staying on the build. Head back on over to mechanic, sell all this stuff back, and you're making 11k back. So even a little bit under 200k, even with the slight unnecessary aesthetics that I put on there. And you could probably still keep it under 200k, even with a laser, and definitely right at 200k, depending on flea market prices. But this is a really solid M4. It's far from meta, but for 200k at 42 vertical recoil, it's pretty freaking solid. So let's go show you guys this thing on the range and see what you think. Actually, one more quick thing, just to illustrate the amount of money you're saving if you're at level 3 traders like me. Let's go find parts here and see how much this would cost without doing the barter. Okay, so this is all the cheapest version of how to get this. This should be right. Yep, this is all right. So you're looking at 300k, saving a whole 100k rubles there, since the few parts here that come on the barter are, especially the MURS and, you know, this stuff, is pretty expensive and not available at level 3 traders, so you're definitely saving a good chunk of change. Okay, so this is with M856A1 and no recoil reduction compensation from me at all. I'm just going to take my mouse hand off of the desk completely, and M856A1 adds 4 recoil on its own. So this is with plus 4 recoil. Obviously, big initial kick at the beginning there, but that is how Tarkov is with every gun. and it really, really evened out, when it did even out, to a very controllable level of recoil if you just counter that initial bump, like so. Solid. And I am far from great at compensating for the recoil, so you can probably do it better than I can. I haven't even played Tarkov in like half a week. Okay, let's do one more time. I'm not even on full auto. Okay. So, there you go. Guess I can also show the recoil crouched and prone, since those reduce recoil a bit. And on full auto. Okay, this is crouched with compensation from me. Actually, let's see no compensation crouched. Now crouched with compensation. Overcompensation. Okay, not even really point in showing prone, since it's just going to be a laser beam. We already know that. Wait, can you even prone in the hideout? Oh, maybe you can't. You can't prone in the hideout, can you? Well, never mind. You just get crouched and not crouched. Prone if you go up here? No? Okay, guess not. Thanks for watching. Bye.